My name is Brandon Berg. I live in southeast Iowa in Keyett County. I farm with my dad and Roger and my brother Christopher and myself, and we raise about 21,000 pigs wean to finish every year, and we have some sow shares and 2 different farms.
Tell me a little bit about any existing alarms or past alarms that you've had in those barns, or if you don't have them in some barns, kind of what does that look like for you guys?
I had one 1,200 head finisher that we built that has an agri alert in it. It has a US cellular home phone in it. That is the only alarm experience I've ever had. We've had too many close calls to not have an alarm. I mean, it's kind of a no-brainer what can happen in one of those buildings, and especially right now with what the market's doing. I mean, you really need some sort of protection because anything can happen in the middle of the night while you're sleeping, and some sort of notification says, hey, get over here, it's too cold, too hot, anything to affect or put stress on those pigs.
What's prevented you from having other alarms or more alarms in some of those other buildings?
We're trying to figure out a way to do it and make it cost effective. And the fact that it's really unique in our situation because all of our buildings are so small and there's so many of them, different buildings, different locations. BarnTalk really shined because since we have so many different rooms and so many different buildings that are spread apart from each other. If you do an agri alert, for example, like the 128, we actually looked into that before BarnTalk came out, and we had to trench wires between each building if we wanted to do that. They do have a wireless option, extremely expensive. We weren't even for sure if it was going to work properly. We didn't have anywhere where we could go and say, hey, show us how it works. So it just made us nervous just because of the cost and just what was going to be involved for installation. For BarnTalk, you can just plug and play and boom. That's what makes BarnTalk shine, is the quick and easy installation, all wireless. You guys have something huge. You're going to revolutionize the alarm industry. There's no doubt in my mind. There's just a lot of guys that are wanting to phase out of agri alert and they have no other choice. I mean, the same technology they've been using for 30 years that hasn't been changed until now.
Have you had any connectivity issues so far with BarnTalk?
Absolutely not. The first thing I was worried about was bugs when we first got it. And really, after I talked to Jim and explained to him all my issues, he fixed 90% of them with the first when you guys put the first update out.
It sounds like you did a decent amount of the installation yourself.
I wouldn't even consider it installation. I just consider it putting 4 screws in the wall for your box and then hanging the rest of the sensors. It was like Gotcha. Christmas for me. I wanted to put it in right away, so and I did. And we found out they're launching it at World Pork. That's when I called Michael, because Michael was the one that was pinned on the website, and I got on the phone with him and Jim, and they explained everything to me, and they're like, we'll launch it at World Pork. They had a bid for me, and they actually did better than the bid.
If you were going to tell a friend about BarnTalk, how would you describe it? Or what would you describe it as?
Easy, intuitive, and user-friendly.
Awesome. Thanks, Brandon.
Thank you. You have a good night.
Yeah, thanks, you too. Again, let me know if there's anything else you need, and we'll talk soon.